You know, I really hope that one day my child is not as whiny and as entitled and bratty as the people who run the SEC.
Happy Friday! And welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Of course, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by the big chicken himself, Erik Ruby. Of course, we've got Noah behind the Mac making all of the magic happen. Do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. The Big Chicken is declaring war on chat today.
Big Chicken's not backing down.
I love it. I
don't like the Big Chicken nickname.
You don't like it?
No, I don't love it. No, but I am here to officially declare war on our chatters. I am coming for the crown every single day. You're going to have to be more consistent than me to get a crown over here on PHNX Sun Devils. So
Will's here, Ben's here, saying happy Friday to everyone. Can we just clap it up for making it to another Friday?
I mean shout out the short week.
I feel like we all deserve a round of applause. You know, there were definitely days I didn't think we would get here, but here we are. We made it to Friday.
When was the most down? When was that creeping
Tuesday.
in? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So your first day back.
First day was a tough day. Yeah.
But then you made it to Wednesday.
Then we made it to
and
Wednesday.
Then by then it was Thursday, which is practically Friday.
You're right.
Now it's Friday.
You're right. But then I woke up today and I was like, do we make it to Saturday?
Well,
that's the question.
We're making it to
That's
Saturday.
the question that everybody needs the answer to. Sun Devil Sim 24 saying ASU should practically be a part of the SEC with the amount of SEC games we're playing over the next 10 years. Sun Devil Sim jumping the gun on the conversation today. We're talking about the SEC begging and crying and pleading for more automatic bids into the college football playoff, potentially a new format that we could see over the next couple of years. How does it impact ASU? But realistically, how does it impact the state of college football in general in the postseason as it stands right now? You got the 12-team playoff. You're going to see new seeding this year where it's the 4 highest seeds are going to get the bids, where the rest, obviously, there are auto bids for the Power 4 conference winners. And then realistically through that, it's up to the committee to decide. With that said, though, there are some conversations, Rubus, about changing the format to a 16-team model. Now, it does appear like there are 2 kind of formats for that 16-team model. A 5+11 model with 5 automatic qualifiers for conference champions, and then 11 at-large bids, right? So you'd get your major conference champs, and then realistically it'd be, okay, we're going to allow more teams in the 11 at-large bids. I am on board for that specific scenario. Now, the FCC and the Big Ten, they appear to be in favor of the 4-4-2-2-1 model that grants twice as many qualifiers to the Big Ten and SEC, giving them 4 each. And then the ACC and the Big 12 would be getting 2 each. Of course, that 1 spot would be likely to a non-Power 4 team.
Before we dive into this, I just came up with my own college football playoff rules and new seeding. Do you want to hear?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so 16 teams.
16 teams.
And so 16 auto bids. Okay, the 16 auto bids for the teams go to the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Arkansas Razorbacks, the Auburn Tigers, the Florida Gators, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Kentucky Wild. Let's just make the entire SEC get auto bids into the college football playoffs. Huh? Or what about, why don't we do 8 auto bids for the SEC, 8 auto bids for the Big Ten? Huh? Why not just completely kick every other conference out since they're so much better?
You know what's funny about this too?
Please make me laugh.
Is at the SEC meetings, it doesn't even look like all of the SEC coaches want that model. It's more of like the SEC administrators and athletic directors that want it. simply because, well, guess what? It's going to give you more money, right? You have more schools in the college football playoff. Through each win that you get money, right? There's also somewhat of a discussion that if they were to move forward with that model of the 4-4-2-2-1, that then there would eventually be play-in games. The SEC would have play-in games for the college football playoff, which again would be a cash cow, right? So this is coming from the SEC meetings, and this excerpt is from, I believe, an article from Yahoo Sports saying, in this revenue-generating model, the SEC and Big Ten officials have discussed holding season-ending play-in style games, pitting their third, fourth, fifth, and sixth place finishers against one another, with the winners gaining the league's final 2 playoff spots. Also in this format, the SEC would likely move to a 9-game conference schedule. So they want more auto bids, and then to get more auto bids, then they're going to move to do what the rest of the country does and do a 9-game conference schedule. For those of you that don't know, the SEC doesn't play as many conference games as the Big 12, as the ACC. They play just 8 games because they really, really enjoy playing at Timbuktu State in Week 10.
I like what Sharon said. Sharon said, the SEC will get scared and drop us from their schedule. They will add Southern Mississippi State Tech or some other made-up FCS team.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Did you see, and this is an SEC, but did you see Indiana's non-con schedule?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, I got
to Is it a joke?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Shocker. The Big Ten also scheduling a cakewalk of a non-con schedule. I'm interested to see what this looks like.
Okay. Give me a second.
I was not prepared. By the way, a college football playoff team last year.
Okay. How about Old Dominion, Week 1, Kennesaw State, Week 2, and Indiana State, Week 3.
Before playing who?
Illinois, and then Iowa, then Oregon, then Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue.
What's funny is Indiana can have that easy of a non-con and still not make the college football playoff.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to start your season off strong by playing Old Dominion. I guess we're playing Northern Arizona University, so it's like,
yeah.
Who do you think wins? Northern Arizona University or Old Dominion?
Old Dominion probably wins.
Okay, but then Kennesaw State, Indiana State is no Texas State, Mississippi State.
Texas State. I mean, you're playing an SEC school.
Yeah, and then you're playing a Texas State team that's probably not going to be as good this year, but is no Kennesaw State.
Sharon with an interesting point, saying the Big Ten is so disappointing. They're just following the SEC like little
Sharon's
lapdogs.
On fire today.
I love that.
Coming for the crown, but still don't have it. That's crazy.
The SEC also needs to determine the 2026 conference schedule. That's still not done yet, whether they play 8 games or 9. They need to decide by the end of summer, obviously at the latest, for the 2026 conference schedule. The conference commissioner said Wednesday he doesn't anticipate that a future college football playoff format will be determined by that time, meaning the end of summer, suggesting that both playoff negotiations will extend into the fall, and the SEC may play only 8 games, 8 league games in 2026. Look, I think there's obviously a lot of folks that have very, very drastic opinions on this situation.
Yeah.
I think the SEC, I understand both sides of it. I understand the SEC, especially the administrators and the athletic department or athletic directors, trying to take advantage of what the SEC has accomplished in the past, trying to take advantage of Kirby Smart, Georgia Bulldogs dominating, trying to take advantage of Nick Saban's dynasty that he built at Alabama, right? The Florida Gators maybe being good again, LSU, South Carolina. Like, I get it. I understand trying to get the rewards as a conference for what you've earned over the last 10, 15 years.
I understand them having a superiority complex, but it's really annoying.
It's
so
annoying.
I'm tired of it.
It's annoying.
But I understand, like, they've had large levels of success, and they have become the premier college football conference nationally, and most people recognize them as that. And they want to continue to push and push and push until it's just about them. And if you are them and you're the SEC, then of course you're going to be all about it. But as you know, people who cover the Big 12 champions and saw the disrespect that this conference gets, it's annoying. It's just annoying, and I'm so sick of it.
It's also like, and this was an interesting point made by Brian Kelly obviously the head coach at LSU, that he's in favor of the 5+11 model, because if your conference is that much better, then you're going to have more than just those 4 auto bids, right? Like, think about it. The SEC is containing itself at the 4. Like, you, in theory, if your conference is that great and you're in the 5+11 format, you get your 1 auto bid and your conference champion. Who's to say that teams 6 through 12 aren't SEC teams?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're almost capping yourself.
I mean, yeah, it's not like they're as a conference, people are just like not giving them respect and not putting them in tournaments.
The SEC, yes,
like,
has the best football.
They get the biggest benefit of the doubt for every damn sport in college athletics. They get all the benefit of the doubt when it comes to at-large bids, like whatever it is. The SEC acting like they need to guarantee themselves more bids, like those other 2 teams that are getting auto bids probably weren't just going to get put in the 16-team thing anyway. Yeah. Like, it's just so stupid. It's so annoying.
Yeah. There's obviously rumors that that the SEC, the Big Ten, would potentially leave the NCAA. They'd start their own playoff. I don't see that happening by any means, to be honest with you. I think that's just something that they're throwing out there as a threat. And I don't even know if it's something that's real, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, I think 2 things can be true. One, I think the SEC does have the best football in the country, or some of the best football players in the country. Have they been dominant over the last, decade? Absolutely. But times are changing in college football. NIL, the transfer portal, feels like it levels the playing field year over year. And things continue to even out with every passing day, every passing portal cycle. So yes, the SEC for a while has been dominant. Do they deserve extra auto bids for previous success? Absolutely not. That's not how this whole thing is. It's not what competition's about, right? And if you want to get more teams in the playoff, then guess what? Win.
If you're an SEC team and now you're going to be playing 9 conference games like normal people, and you win a ton, and the only other teams that you lose to are the ones who got the auto bids, you're most likely going to be in the top 16. Yeah. I would be shocked if the 3rd and 4th SEC teams, if they are just that good and they just lost to the top 2 seeds in the SEC, weren't in the top 16.
If you're a team in the SEC and you play a 9-game conference schedule, you don't make the conference championship game. Let's say you're a 10-2 team, right? You're a 10-2 team. Your 2 losses are to top 5 schools in the SEC. Guess what? You're still making the playoff. That's fine. Like, I think there does need to be a little bit more of an emphasis when it comes to the College Football Playoff Committee in terms of strength of schedule. I'm 100% okay with that, like, especially if you want to expand the playoff, which is a whole nother discussion that I'm honestly not, like, thrilled about. But, like, you're whining about having to play 9 conference games because it's going to gut you and it's going to tear the conference apart. Guess what? That is every conference in college sports. The Pac-12 used to eat each other for breakfast, like, every single Saturday. That's how it worked, right? The Big Ten does the same thing. Now you get Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State. You get all these teams feasting on each other every single year in the conference. Like, that's just how it works. Ohio State didn't even play in the Big Ten championship game, yet they won the national championship, right?
And that's the thing, is you can point that as like a place of pride as well. Like, we want the toughest competition. We play each other. We don't run from it. Like, that helps you. Yeah. The things that are not helping the SEC are the stuff that they're doing, right? Scheduling pathetic non-conference games. Yeah. Pathetic. Except for, like, Mississippi State.
Just play 9 games, bro. Just play 9 games. Every other conference, like all these other Power 4 conferences, they do it. And they tear each other apart. And the committee that's their job, is to figure out who the best 12 teams are. Now you want to expand it to 16, and you want to say, oh, not only do we want to add 4 more teams, but we want 4 guaranteed spots. For what? For why? Make it make sense. You were good, and you still are. But that doesn't mean that you should just be handed extra auto bids. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, not even a little bit. Like, why? Why? Like, literally, I can't wrap my brain around it.
They strive to push everybody else down, when in reality, if everybody gets better, it's better for them as well, because then you can schedule better non-con games. I mean, there's no reason why non-con games have to be such a talent, like, discrepancy level. Like, there's no reason why you can't have a Big 12 team play one SEC team, one Big 10 team, and one, ACC team.
But these teams don't want to do it because because of, and this is more true in the old format of the 4 teams, right? Is like you can play a non-con game in week 2 against a really good team, and if you lose in the past, like your season's on, like you have to be perfect to end the year, right? You have to go 11-0, otherwise you're not making the playoff. Now we're in a format where you can lose 2 games, right? You can lose 2 games throughout the year. ASU lost 2 games. They won the conference, right? And you could still be a college football playoff team. Now you expand it to 16 teams. Now you're probably on the edge of like 1 3-loss team getting in, right? There were conversations about 3-loss teams getting in,
but also
over other teams.
But if you're playing a harder schedule, and everybody's playing each other, like those losses might just become more normalized. And that's the thing is, if you have 16 like that emphasis on beating up on Alabama State and Troy.
He just hates Troy.
I just gave a look at the camera.
I don't know why he hates Troy.
And Troy, then, if you beat them, you're not getting anything except for, you're still undefeated. But you get there's nothing beneficial of that. Play better teams and then win those, and you might have one extra loss at the end of the season. But overall, it's better for everybody. But no, the SEC wants to continue to push everybody away.
Also, what did the SEC do last year, man? Like
they would have had 4 teams in the top 16 if it was 16 teams last year, and they had Texas, who was the number 4 overall seed,
didn't make the championship.
In the top 25. They had Georgia. They had
lost. They
Tennessee.
Had 3. They had the most, I believe, out of them in the Big Ten.
Tennessee, and then they had Ole Miss. Ole Miss ended at number 11 in the.
I'm talking that made the actual playoff.
The college football playoffs. Then I believe that it was just.
It was them in the Big Ten. Each had 3. Right. So they had Texas. Lost to Ohio State, national champion in the Big Ten. They had Tennessee get knocked out in the first round, right, in the Big Ten. And then they had Georgia get knocked out by Notre Dame and Independent, right? Like, I'm sorry, SEC. You just had a 4th of the field in the college football playoff, and you didn't get one team to make the national championship game. And you're sitting here telling me we should give you an extra team in every single year? Why? You didn't do diddly squat in the last college football playoff. It's all about what you've done for me now, right? What have you done for me lately? Not years and years ago. Guess what? Nick Saban, he talks on ESPN now. He doesn't coach anymore, okay? The Alabama is not the same. The competition, even in the SEC, is spread out. We're talking about teams like a Florida. We're talking about teams like a South Carolina again, an LSU. It's not like the upper echelon teams now. They're not what they used to be in the SEC. That's because of the transfer portal. That's because of NIL. That's because of coaching cycles having changed the playing field and leveling it for the rest of college football. Is it different? Yes. Is it better? I think so. But because of your previous success, you should automatically get X, Y, and Z? Sorry.
According to them, yes.
If this was 5 years ago, then maybe there would have been an argument for this. But there isn't in 2025. I'm sorry. There just is not an argument for the SEC and the Big Ten to get extra auto bids when the competition has never been more even across the nation than right now. Like, you just, it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. Big Ten Jed would like us to expand more on the SEC wanting to break away from the NCAA. If it's just smoke,
we can't. It's definitely just smoke. There's no way the SEC would do it. Again, like in terms of television ratings and all of that separate stuff, TV contracts, like there's so much that goes into it that this wouldn't be something that like realistically would happen. And it's also like you have to think about kind of what I brought up earlier, right? Like the SEC coaches aren't really in favor of this 4 + 4 + 4 + 2, whatever model, right? This is the athletic directors and the presidents. Why? Because it all goes back to money, right? You have more teams in the playoff, you win games, you get more money for your conference, right? That's spread out evenly. So that's what it comes down to. The coaches, in terms of competition, you talk to the coaches, like I said with Brian Kelly, they would rather have the 5 + 11 because there is more room technically for your conference to be represented.
That's just showing confidence in yourself.
That's just coaches versus people that sit up top and
just when you money.
Exactly. That's the difference. And in terms of football, I don't think like these coaches and programs that have been within the NCAA since its like inception would realistically just leave because the administrators want and are pushing for X, Y, and Z. I just don't see it happening. But again, things change so fast in college football. It feels like they change year over year. And the transfer portal and NIL are certainly two of those things that we're going to talk about on the other side of this quick break.
You always want things that work for you.
Facts.
Especially ones that usually don't, like checking accounts. That's why Mountain America Credit Union, you can use their My Style checking account with perks just for you.
It works for you, huh?
Yeah, it works for you, and it works for the more than 1 million members that Mountain America Credit Union is committed to helping out through over 100 branches across the West. And by work for you, it means it has perks for you. You can enjoy restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel and events, and even more than that. It's all with My Style that you can make your lifestyle over at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration and activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. But again, get restaurant deals, telehealth access, offers on travel and events, and so much more with My Style checking account at Mountain America Credit Union.
Look, I'm here to tell you guys, if you are in a new home or an old home or any kind of home, you need to make sure your floors are rock solid. And I don't mean like literally rock solid. I mean, make sure that they are installed properly. Make sure you get exactly what you want. And that's not always the case when you have to do it yourself. That's not always the case when you have to go to the big box store and wander through the aisles and be there for hours on end, just waiting and begging for people to help you out. The game has changed, right? Just like college football and Empire today, well, they're the king of this whole flooring industry at this point. They live and breathe flooring, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. They literally have changed the game. Their flooring experts bring the showroom right to your home. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when using that promo code PHNX. Yes, you heard that correctly. A $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/PHNX for full details.
Chat is full of jealous haters.
They're full of jealous haters.
I just want to say that. Full of jealous haters.
Why are they jealous haters?
Because they can't get my crown. They can't get my crowd. Desert Shro, who's sitting in a pathetic number 2.
Wow.
Pathetic number 2. Says,
do you not have the same XP?
Says system supports quantity over quality.
You do have, you actually, everybody is tied with 75 XP.
And guess who's number 1?
I don't know. It says if I buy a super chat, I'll get 50 plus XP.
You could, but I'd still probably find a way to pass you.
I don't
You don't even have any XP at this point.
I don't have any XP. I've never super chatted.
Wow.
Have you?
I know I've never super chatted.
You've never super chatted?
I've never super
Ever?
chatted. No.
I think you're lying.
No.
I've super chatted.
You have?
Noah has super chatted, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have not super chatted, but I have been thinking about super chatting to get you to say things. I don't know what thing. Like, it's got to be like really important. Like, I gotta save it for the right moment at the right time. Probably like our biggest post game show, and be like, this one is for Anthony Totri, and it's like pee pee poo poo or something like that. You know?
I mean, that's just what I did for Damon.
Yeah.
Did you really? Now? That's literally what your super chat was?
I said this is specifically for Damon to read, and it was pee pee poo poo bing bing bong bong, and a bunch of other stuff.
I work with children.
Big Ten Jet asks, who's the Big Ten and who's the SEC in this argument? And are you the Big Ten, Erik? Yeah, I'll be the Big Ten.
So I'm the SEC? Yeah, SEC. So to what Sharon say earlier, you're just my little lapdog?
Yes. I'm your passenger princess.
New nickname, Little Lapdog.
Little Lapdog. What's up, guys? Welcome to PHNX Sun Devils. Happy Friday. Anthony Totri here, of course, joined alongside, as always, my little lapdog, Erik Ruby.
That would be something.
How you doing today, passenger princess, big chicken, blind mouse? Chicken Little, multiple chicken nicknames.
Glenn says you're Greg Sankey, who is the commissioner of the SEC.
I am not Greg Sankey. Fine.
I mean, you Glenn, started this war.
You're Larry Scott.
You start. Wow, that is rude. You, sir, started this war with chat at the start of the show. You said, I declare war on chat. Chat is simply responding.
It's me versus everybody.
To your war.
It's me versus everybody.
What side of the war are you on, Noah?
Me or the chat?
Chat.
Yeah, you would like to abandon me, wouldn't you?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness, man. And look, we need to come to terms, some peace here, okay? At least for the sake of the next point of conversation.
You know what? Become a diehard so I can chat like this with you. Hey, we extended our sale.
We did extend.
Did you guys
our
know
sale.
that? If you're not a diehard, Big Ten Jet, I don't believe you're a diehard. So become a diehard.
No,
today.
it's Coach.
Coach. Sorry, Coach. Coach, become a diehard today. Intro offer for new diehards, just $36. Most of the people that we're talking to in chat right now are diehards. That's why I feel so comfortable competing with them. They are my peers, and I must crush them in the chat.
Wow.
But you can get crushed in the chat, but also get a t-shirt for free, access to our diehard Discord, an ad-free experience on our website, plus discount to our events, all of our diehard locked articles during the season. We are at the games, bringing you behind the scenes exclusive content, really fun stuff. It's the best part about being an Arizona sports fan besides ASU football, because Lord knows there's no success anywhere to be found, but we have each other, and that's the most important thing.
I said it yesterday, but man, I would really love if Big Ten Jed was like actually Jed Fish, who just hopped in this show.
It would be a great cover for him.
He did say that while he was at Arizona, he did watch this show. This was years ago, obviously.
Jed Fish?
Yeah, he said he loved the show.
The
He thought it
PHNX
was funny.
Sun
I
Devils
swear
show.
to you, he said he loved the show. He thought it was very funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the 5 people. That
Yeah,
was,
at that time, yeah, not great.
The dark days?
Yeah, the
Dude, that's so funny. Just imagine Jed Fish.
just watching.
He's like, you know what? He's like, they're talking a lot of crap about U of A. They're kind of right. And then he just dips. Do you think that there might be some subconscious reason as to you being one of the
We're the
reasons
reason
why
that
Jed
Jed-
Fish?
maybe,
No,
I mean-
you, not me.
We
You.
can ask him here. He's here in the chat.
Big Coach.
Oh my goodness. Look, I mentioned earlier NIL and transfer portal. It feels like it's changed the game when we're talking about the competitiveness across college football. Obviously, the SEC and the Big Ten, it still feels like they are king of college football, and I'm totally in agreement with that. I think the best football right now is played in the SEC and the Big Ten. You look at the national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes. You look at what the Oregon Ducks do, Penn State. You go to the SEC. You look at Texas, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, right? There is a lot of NFL talent in those programs. But it does feel like now with the transfer portal and NIL that the playing field is evened a little bit. I mean, you talk about Arizona State, right? This is a team that has completely rebuilt itself and really rebuilt an identity on the field over the last 2.5 years, heading into year 3 with Kenny Dillingham. So much so that it was rebuilt in the transfer portal that this team won a conference last year because of it, right? And I know there is a lot of credit. I don't want to get it totally misconstrued, but this is a team that if you primarily look at the stars, and I understand it's a team game, it's not all what the stars do, and a lot goes to coaches, but you look at the stars of Arizona State last year that won a Big 12 championship, that got them from preseason media poll 16 to 1 in the conference. Sam Leavitt, Michigan State transfer. Cam Scadaboo, Sacramento State transfer. Yeah. Jordan Tyson, Colorado transfer. Ben Coleman, a Cal transfer. You look on the defensive side of the ball. Xavier Alford, a transfer. Miles Rouser, a transfer. Cyrus Fiaseu, Keyshawn Elliott, Justin Watley, Clayton Smith, transfers, right? Javen Robinson, transfer. Transfers everywhere on this Arizona State team. And this was a big part of trying to get past the old regime, right? Yeah. Kenny wanted his guys. Now, of course, they have maybe not gone heavy in the transfer portal these past couple cycles because they had so many returners, because they're developing some of their younger guys.
Technically, I don't want to say better players because we saw what some of those names that you mentioned turned out to be, but on paper, statistically, rankings-wise, they are getting higher caliber college transfers in fewer amount of spots. They are being more selective. It's not out of a lack of ability that they're bringing in less
You can
people.
Rebuild yourself. You can reimagine your program in just a couple of seasons thanks to the transfer portal, thanks to NIL. I mean, think about what Kenny did, right? We talk about it all the time of 2.5 years ago when it was announced that he was going to be the head coach, he had such an uphill battle to try and really redeem this program, get it out of the mud of where Herm left it, rebuild the roster with the guys that he wanted, build a coaching staff here. Then you have the bowl ban. You have all of these obstacles in the way. And because of transfer portal and NIL and a guy who loves this program, he turned it into a contender. He turned it into a team that we're talking about that could win the Big 12 for the second year in a row. That has a potential top 10 pick, 2 potential top 10 picks in the NFL draft next season, potentially a Heisman candidate, potentially a Biletnikoff Award candidate. Like, he rebuilt this, right? And he didn't do it the way that Bama had done it for years, where it's like, hey, we just win championships every single year, right? With guys that we go get 4-star, 5-star dudes. We develop them, we groom them into really talented players, and boom, they play 2 seasons at most, win a championship, go to the league, right? That's how Bama did it for such a long period of time. That's how Ohio State did it for such a long period of time.
And you know what? Like, that system got disrupted, but given some time, people are going to figure out this new system, and some people will benefit, like the Bamas, like the Ohio States did, right? And maybe Arizona State can get in on that because it evens the playing field of sorts, because we all know that people were paying players before.
100%.
It's just how they were paying players has changed, and I'm sure that they still have an edge when it comes to NIL. You look at like a Texas A&M or a Texas Tech in the Big 12 or an Alabama or an Ohio State or an Oregon. They're going to have more spending power, you know, a bigger sandbox to play in when it comes to these type of things. But Arizona State is no longer so far on the opposite end of the spectrum that when you have things like coaching and relationships and a great fan base in a great city, these things start to matter a little bit more. And whoever over the next 5 years wants to, you know, really embrace this side of college football, which is what Kenny and them has done, 5 years from now, you might be talking about them the same way that we were talking about the Bamas and the Ohio States, or everybody just mentioned, taking advantage of the previous system.
Yeah.
But right now, everybody's kind of trying to find their footing. And at the same time, you know, these blue bloods like Bama have undergone massive change up top with Saban, right? So there is a lot going on. We have an SEC representative in the chat. Splendid Daddy, formerly Sugar Daddy, currently a Texas fan, who still comments the screenshot of you in your I'm Horny t-shirt under random tweets of mine, like Sun's tweets, by the way. Says, yep, the SEC should have the most automatic qualifiers.
Splendid Daddy, I just want to know, like, I love that you're in here. I just don't know, because you're in here on such random days.
Well, today we're talking SEC.
We are, but sense. Like, how did you, like, did you look us up today? Did you see what we tweeted?
Yeah, are we in your algorithm, Splendid Daddy?
I want to know how that happened. But yeah.
Can I, since we're off track a little bit, Sharon, one of our current diehards, vying for the #1 crown of the chat, still mine though, but she's being awesome. She's being amazing. She wants to donate another diehard membership.
Oh, wow.
And she wants to do it under the current sale. And what I want to do is anybody who is in here, who is an Arizona State fan, that is Sharon's only caveat, is you must be an Arizona State fan. If there's anybody in here who is not currently a diehard and wants to be a diehard, we will figure it out. If there's just one person, we'll give it to that person. If there's multiple, we'll figure out a competition, and we will give out a live diehard membership on this show.
Should we not just do it for whoever's #1 on the crowns?
I don't need it, so it doesn't matter.
Well, whoever's #1 that's not already a diehard.
We could, but we don't know how they qualify these, and so
I don't know.
And it's a bunch of people being tied. So
you should drop a super chat and see if it changes where you're at.
Well, what I want to, if we weren't like live right now, I'd want to like talk to like our social people and be like, hey, we're giving away a live diehard membership. So
yeah,
I'm just going to quote tweet it from my personal account, and then I'm going to drop it somewhere and see if people do anything. But
you can do that.
If you're in here and you are not a diehard and you want to be a diehard, you have a very unique opportunity to get it for free, because our current diehard Sharon is willing to pay for a membership.
Cool.
That is so cool. Thank you, Sharon. She says, start talking about basketball. JJB might spawn.
We could talk about basketball.
We will be talking about Bobby.
You want to talk about some bad news for basketball?
Bobby bobbied again.
Or I guess before we move on to basketball,
we won't get there yet.
Any final thoughts on the auto qualifiers, the bids, the conferences?
Auto qualifiers are annoying, but I understand why they have this superiority complex. It doesn't mean that I have to like it. And I also think that they might not benefit from it either. So I think it's stupid all around to try to get more auto bids. I think 16 teams is fine. I don't want any more, like they're adding to March Madness, or at least they're talking to, which is so stupid. I don't want this to become more and more. But overall, I'm just sick and tired of the SEC just whining every day.
I don't like the 16 team.
You don't?
No. There's nothing wrong with 12. You fixed the one thing that I could see was wrong with it, with the seeding. Like, let's have it play out. Why do we immediately have to go do more? Like, I get it's all money, but like there's nothing wrong with 12. We sat at 4 for a decade. And now it's like, oh, we're at 12. We times it by 3. And now you want to add another 4 teams. Like, let's just pump the brakes. Let's give 12 a couple years. Let's see how people like it. Let's see if the competition is still there. Because guess what? If Ohio State wins the next 3 national championships, what's the point of expanding to 16 if they're just going to run through the competition every year? Let's see if what we're talking about is true. Let's see if the transfer portal and NIL actually levels the playing field. And if it does, and if every year we actually get some competition at the top, if we get a Notre Dame championship, if we get a Texas championship, an ASU championship, if it's not the same program running through the rest of the country the way it was with Bama and Georgia for such a long period of time, then sure. After about 5 years of that, then we can sit down and we can have a legitimately serious conversation about expanding to 14 or 16 teams. But as it stands right now, there doesn't need to be that type of competition. There doesn't need to be that type of change. Like, how about we figure out NIL and transfer portal before we expand the playoff, huh? When you say NIL and how that's the Wild West, that's maybe a larger issue at hand than adding 4 more teams to the playoff.
Yeah.
Like, let's do that. And Splendid Daddy agrees. Splendid Daddy is saying that I finally got one right. So I appreciate that, Splendid Daddy.
Splendid Daddy also has now climbed to 3rd place.
He said,
which is so insane. William is not happy about it. William in 8th place. All at 75 XP, by the way.
I don't understand.
All at 75 XP.
And it also shows like different names.
Yeah, like they're at. Yeah.
Very, very unique.
Yeah. I was going to say, is it alphabetical? It is definitely not alphabetical.
It's not. It's not alphabetical. Very, very weird, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I don't want to talk about Bob yet. I don't want to do it.
We do have to talk about
okay,
Bob.
Well, I don't want to. Not yet, at least. So how about maybe a break?
You want to take a break before we talk about Bob?
Yeah, I think I need a mental break before we talk
this
about
is
Bob.
on Rubus. Let's take a break.
Really what I wanted to do is talk about pure edibles, because unless I'm smoking these fools in the chat, I'm on my edibles kicks recently. Oh, what's that,
Edibles
Erik?
kicks, huh?
You said kicks? You must be talking about the kicks, which are pure edibles versions of Starburst, one of their many full-fledged candy pieces that do not taste like weed.
No.
And make you feel.
They legit taste like candy.
They legit.
It's
And
kind
they
of
legit
crazy.
make you feel really good, whether it's the gummy, their version of Starburst, chews, hard candies. Pure's effects are clearly listed on the tin, so you know exactly what effect to expect. Plus, they're easy to be ripped in half or bit in half, making it easy to diagnose and dial in your exact dose. Combinations of CBN, CBG, CBD, marijuana-derived THC, things like bliss, uplifting, sleep. These are the types of effects that you know you can get with Pure Edibles. So go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across Arizona.
We have some serious big news from our friends over at Sanderson Ford. They just announced From America for America employee pricing. So now you guys pay the same price as the owner of Sanderson Ford on the full lineup on new Fords with no hassle, no pressure, and here's a big one, no added markups. And on top of employee pricing, you guys get additional Ford incentives on over 1,000 vehicles during the Sanderson Ford Platinum 70th anniversary sale. So choose Sanderson Ford because they have the inventory and they're celebrating 70 years of treating you right. So now is the time, the best time to buy a new Ford from Sanderson Ford with From America for America employee pricing. Plus, in celebration of their 70th anniversary, make sure you stop in and get a pair of tickets to the Arizona Diamondbacks game literally just for stopping by. You don't even got to test drive a car. Excludes 2025 Expedition, Super Duty, Raptor family, Mustangs, and Broncos specialty vehicles. 1 pair of tickets per household with a valid driver's license to that July 6th game versus the Kansas City Royals while supply of 200 tickets last. Boom.
I'm trying to promote our free Die Hard giveaway. So
Good job, Rubus.
I'm trying.
Good job.
I want to help share and help us.
My little
okay?
lapdogs at
Let's
work.
all help each other. All right. You want to do the show solo, pal? You want to talk about Bob on your lonesome?
Pal me, bud.
All right, Chief.
No,
you need
I'm
to
not
calm
doing
down.
This. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And let's talk about Bob Hurley for a second here in Arizona State basketball. Normally, we would be talking about ASU basketball in a good way in May. At least we'd hope so.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not the case. Arizona State's second highest rated verbal commit, Jayon Pitt, decided to sign with Pacific instead of Arizona State University.
Classic. When you have a chance to go to a blue blood.
Yeah, he signed with the Ocean instead of choosing Arizona State. Frederick Douglass also decided to sign with Nebraska. So 2 former Arizona State commits.
Well,
at
when
this point.
Nebraska makes, I think what they made the NIT this year. You just can't resist.
Yeah, 2 former ASU
sweet
commits.
Nebraska.
I just don't understand the Pacific commitment. I really don't. Like, what?
What city is Pacific in?
There's no way it's a real.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even.
Pacific
what
University. Guess. Do you see where it was?
I didn't know.
Guess what state Pacific University is in.
Let's go with Oregon.
My guess would be California, but I'm gonna say Washington.
It's Oregon.
It is Oregon
Forest Grove, Oregon,
instead of Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
To play Division I basketball.
Pacific University basketball. The Pacific Tigers, I believe. Yes, the Pacific Tigers. They play in what looks like a high school stadium.
That's not a stadium. That's a gym.
A gym. Let's look at their schedule from last season.
Oh God.
They
gosh.
They were 11-14, 6-10 in conference, 7-6 at home, 4-6 away, 0-2 at neutral sites. They're playing teams like Colorado College, Trinity University, Douglas College, California Maritime Academy, University of Redlands, Schreiner University, Seattle University, that was an exhibition game, Nebraska Wesleyan University, Concordia University, Texas, Linfield University, Lewis and Clark College, George Fox University, University of Puget Sound, Whitman College, Whitworth University, Willamette University, Pacific Lutheran University, Lewis and Clark College again, Linfield University, George Fox University. Okay, this is conference play. By the way, this is a team that went 11-14, 6-10 in conference, and their conference included Lewis and Clark College.
What was the score?
They lost 62-88.
They got bounced on their head.
This is the school that took one of the top recruits from Arizona State University. Pacific University, who lost to Lewis and Clark College by 26 points.
Hey, Lewis and Clark, 15-13 last year. I mean, real solid stuff.
Oh my God. I mean, you can't make it up.
This is pathetic.
It is bad.
This is pathetic.
Will saying Bobby losing recruits makes his lame duck year even more lame.
They lost to Pacific Lutheran University on senior night by 10 points on senior night.
Okay. Let's hop into the mind of this guy.
They lost to Whitman College.
Why do you make that decision?
What are you doing, Pitt?
Like, what's the reasoning?
You're going to be the star, and maybe it's a better education. Maybe you wanted to go to
a better education.
I don't know.
At Pacific University?
I don't know. Sometimes these small schools are like very prestigious.
I have never heard of Pacific University until this morning.
Pacific University.
They are known for a focus on health professions, education, optometry.
Maybe he wants to be a teacher or an optometrist.
Yeah.
I think he wants to play in the NBA. I think that's probably what every
So
high
he's
school
going to Pacific University.
Yes, he is. I don't know why. I really have no idea why you would choose, like, unless
This is actually. Is there another Pacific University?
unless Bobby was restricted from using NIL money, I don't see how that happens.
Ew, there's no way Pacific University is paying this guy.
They're definitely
I mean, getting something, but like
more than ASU.
how many? There's got to be another Pacific. Azusa Pacific University. That one's in California. I know that one.
I really do not understand.
William says Lewis and Clark made the tourney a few years back. Don't disrespect them like that.
I will absolutely disrespect
It's
Lewis
and Clark College.
What are their mascots? Lewis and Clark?
I mean, if it's not, it feels like a pretty big miss. Am I wrong?
Lewis and Clark University. What is the mascot?
They played them multiple times. Shouldn't be this hard. Well, it's just an L and C on the logo. Athletics.
You could probably just Google Lewis and Clark College mascot.
Lewis.
It's got to be Lewis and Clark, right?
Oh, I think we're looking at a different one.
A different Pacific University?
Yeah.
Which Pacific University are you looking at?
This one, they played San Diego. They're in the WCC. They play Fresno State, Pepperdine, San Diego.
What are they then? Where are they?
I think they're also the Tigers.
Are they really?
Wait,
I think so.
Are we getting the wrong? Wait, Pacific University.
I can't do it anymore.
But that's not the team
This
that
is
comes
what
up.
ASU men's basketball does to
First of all,
grown men.
Either way, stupid.
The Explorers, Sharon says.
Was that the women's basketball team?
Dude.
Yeah, it was the women's. I think that might have been the women's basketball team. I mean, this team was 9-24.
So they were worse.
Wait. There's two Pacific Universities that are the Tigers. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, and this one they went 9-24.
Yeah, this one's worse. This is an NAU. They played
They
NAU.
lost to Northern
NAU.
Arizona. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be the school.
That's the school.
This has to be the school.
That's the school stealing ASU's second highest rated.
Yeah,
commit.
I mean, it's still not good. It's
bad.
not. Okay,
it's the opposite of good.
Listen, it's not losing to Lewis and Clark University, but can I interest you in a 16-point loss to Pepperdine?
It's damn close.
Or how about an OT loss to Portland?
Miss me.
10-point loss to San Diego? How about a 23-point loss to Idaho?
I'm not doing it. That's enough Bobby discussion. I'm ending it
Cal
there.
State Fullerton.
I'm ending it there. I'm not talking
They beat
about
Arkansas Pine
ASU
Bluff.
men's basketball in May. I'm not going to do it. You remember how I started the show saying I didn't know if I was going to make it to Saturday? Well, it's because we have to have conversations like this.
They beat Life Pacific University in Hawaii by 3 points.
I'm not doing it, Roby.
They actually started the season 2-1.
Not doing it. I'm not talking about it anymore.
This is the Pacific men's basketball team.
I don't want to do it. Can we talk about ASU baseball instead?
I want to give away Dyer membership, but apparently nobody in here wants it.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Big Ten Jed. Dennis is in here too.
Dennis says it's understandable players would sign elsewhere with not knowing if Bobby will be the coach after this year.
Yeah, but even then, you can play here for a year on a national stage in a major conference and then transfer. Like, that's fine. Why go play at a tiny little baby school like Pacific?
You should not be losing players to a school that opened the season against Jessup University. Okay? Like, you just can't do that.
Well, you're right. That's enough basketball talk for maybe the next 3 months, to be honest with you. ASU baseball, regional play starts tonight. The Sun Devils, they could use a big win. A big win, I think, would go a long way for ASU baseball getting out of this regional. Of course, this is going to be an uphill battle. They're in the LA regional hosted by UCLA. Of course, the number 15 overall seed in the country. It also includes the number 2 seed, UC Irvine, and number 4 seed, Fresno State. ASU is the 3rd seed. Set to take on UC Irvine tonight, 6 p.m. Arizona time is first pitch. UC Irvine, you may hear the name. You may think, oh, do they also play Lewis and Clark College? I'm here to tell you no. UC Irvine is a 41-win team. They were 24-6 in the Big West this year, and they were the Big West regular season champion and tournament runner-up, ranked number 20 in the nation at the end of the regular season. UC Irvine is certainly a talented program. ASU Baseball, Rubus, could definitely use a win tonight.
Yeah, a win would be a much better way to end your season if that is the last win you get of the season, right? Than what we saw recently. They need a good run here. They need to put together something to get people excited about this program.
Yeah.
And it's possible. And if their bats wake up, then they should be able to win this. But this is this is no easy task.
No, 100%, right? And even if you get past UC Irvine,
I mean, who's favored in that game? Is UC Irvine favored in that game?
I don't know. I don't wander the college baseball betting line streets.
I mean, they're the number 2 seed in there. So like
UC Irvine is probably favored,
yeah,
but not by much.
UC Irvine, 41-15, while ASU's 35-22.
But ASU has, I think, the best offense in this regional. If you beat UC Irvine, obviously, I think at some point you'd have to play UCLA. UC Irvine has
beat ASU 6 straight, including 2 home wins in 2022.
Yeah. And of course, again, the host is UCLA, one of the best teams in the country. ASU split a midweek 2-game set against the Bruins this past season. So that was huge. ASU also the only team to shut out UCLA in the regular season this year when they won 2-0. So ASU, they've got experience with a lot of these programs. The question that I've got for you, Rubus, is do they get it done? We had the same conversation with ASU softball. ASU baseball been on the opposite of a heater, a cold streak over the last 3 weeks and change. Do they find a way to get a dub? Also for the chat, does ASU baseball beat UC Irvine tonight?
My brain is telling me no. My heart is also telling me no.
Wow.
No, but I really want to say yes. Like I really want them to. I'm rooting for them. I definitely think that they have a chance to win and do something fun if their bats wake up. But this team has not stepped up in big moments.
So you're saying no?
No, I'm saying yes. They got this.
Sharon has crowned
Big Ten Jed.
Coach, welcome to the chat.
DM me. I'll put my tag in there at Erik Ruby on Twitter. DM me with your Venmo. Sharon, you have my Venmo from the last time you did this. So Venmo me $36. We will send that to Big Ten Jed today. So try to do that as soon as possible. And Big Ten Jed, officially our newest diehard. When you join the Discord, go ahead and send us a message. Enjoy everything. Big Ten Jed, congratulations.
Welcome, Coach. We appreciate you hopping on. We appreciate you as well, Sharon. I do think Arizona State gets it done tonight against UC Irvine. I don't know if they make it out of this regional, but I think Willie understands the pressure on him. I think these guys understand they kind of fumbled the end of the season. Obviously, that Big 12 tournament. I think they find a way to get those bats cooking tonight against UC Irvine. I don't know about long term if they make it out of the regional, but I think Willie gets a big win for the Sun Devils.
Got to manage the pitchers right.
You do.
Got to have your bats wake up, and you can't be making some errors and mistakes that they made against BYU.
Ben is asking if we should sing a congratulations song.
What song would that be?
You tell me.
You want to make one up?
You're the guy that always likes to sing.
I do be singing.
So maybe you should sing it. Here, I'll
you gonna give me a beat?
I'll.
No, you're not solo. You're not leaving me solo.
No. You gotta sing.
Give me like a little like.
Okay, I got you. Wait. I gotta bring the mic over here. You're just gonna see my hands. Just
maybe like a snap poetry celebration.
Or I can like.
This is bad. Get back over here. Let's do hot or not. This is not good. That was not good.
No congratulations song. We're sorry.
William is saying celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. It's time to coach. Woo!
Oh my goodness. Look, it's Friday. This has been an off the rails show if I've ever seen one. And it's Friday, so we're going to do hot or not because that's what we do. And we get Noah back in the hot or not seat this week. I'm interested to see if Noah has thought at all about the topics.
No, Noah literally just did the first thing that came to his mind last week.
I'm very interested to see what Noah's got for us this week.
Yeah,
he's literally looking around
right now. He's thinking right now.
Oh, okay. Metal water bottles.
Is this a metal water bottle?
Looks metal
like, would you like brand redacted hydro flask? No free ads. Like those. Like, would that count as a metal water bottle since it's like a thermosy?
Because like I don't use one. I use a little.
Why do you use that one though?
Because it's squishy.
Is that the only reason that you use that water bottle?
It's just one that I have too. I don't need to be spending a lot of money on water bottles.
I like metal water bottles hot.
Yeah, I don't see if you could get a metal water bottle. I don't know why you would get a plastic water bottle. It's just better in every single way outside of the fact that I don't get to squish it. It's 100%.
Here, try this out.
Now I know
Try
what it
it
is.
out.
I know what it is. I've used a squishy water bottle before. Like it's
It's fun.
I mean, it's all right. I don't love it. It's just kind of like hashtag free ads today.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you have the worst water bottle.
You clearly have the worst water bottle.
You clearly have the worst water bottle.
I think it's nice. It's not heavy. It doesn't.
This is heavy to you?
If I hit my leg with my water bottle,
how often are you hitting your leg with your water
look
bottle?
At he's got a little handle on it.
To hold it, brother.
So it doesn't hit your leg.
Do you walk around like it's a lantern?
Do you not have control over your limbs?
It's Noah. So no.
That's fair.
No, yeah, I am a little flaily.
I'm gonna say metal water bottle hot, and it's like not even particularly close.
I'm gonna go not.
Nice catch.
Great catch. See, you couldn't have caught that if it wasn't a plastic water bottle.
If that was a metal water bottle,
William was saying
it
drinking
fell.
metallic water. The water doesn't taste like metal.
Yeah, but
No.
you probably got little metal chunks in there, and I get microplastics.
Yeah, you're drinking
you have
plastic,
you
bro.
are literally guzzling microplastics.
Whoa.
So have fun with that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Continue your
not I don't think it's that
microplastic
big.
guzzle fest back there, man.
Hot or not number 2, guzzling microplastics.
Let's see. Leg hair.
I hate that, bro.
This dude sucks. Like
Leg
in
hair.
what context?
Yeah, what
On who?
context are we talking about leg hair being hot or not, dude? Like on us or on, significant others?
In general.
In
Okay,
general-
we can do that. How about significant others? And then we can do on yourself.
Go ahead, Erik.
No, you go first, man.
No, dude, it's all
No,
you,
go
bro.
first. It's all you.
Leg hair on my significant other, I would say not hot. I would say, I would prefer not to have to deal with that. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say on that one.
I'll say not, but it's not like
It's not like
I'm not like checking. I'm not like looking like.
No. I'm not
know,
checking,
like-
but if I can see it, like if it's not one of those things where I'm not checking, but I can like look, like if a girl had my leg hair,
Yeah,
that would be
your leg hair.
that would be a problem.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
not like my style. So I'm gonna say not
Next hot or not hot.
I'm gonna say not hot on that
I don't
one.
want to start imagining Totri's hair on other people's legs.
What do you think, Noah? You're a guy that
You're a
I
hair
mean,
guy.
I'm all for do whatever.
That's what I
I've
do
dated,
whatever you want.
I've dated quite a few girls, not like crazy leg hair, but like they got leg hair
Like how much leg hair?
enough to be able to kind of see it.
twirling
a
it?
little
Yeah,
bit.
like, can you twirl it?
No.
Next stuff.
So you're saying hot is what I'm hearing.
I would say
It's hot or not.
yeah.
That's the thing. It's hot or not. Because I would say do what you want.
I'm saying not hot.
I guess I'd prefer not. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so not hot for everybody here.
Yeah.
Leg
Yeah,
hair on
next
significant
up.
others.
Let's see.
I don't like you doing this. I don't like this. Usually I look forward to hot or not.
We
said leg hair. Period.
Whiskey neat.
Ooh.
Well, we know about that on this podcast.
We do.
I'm
Wow.
not
I
a
wish
I'm
I
not-
could go back to that.
I would
moment.
not say I'm a whiskey guy. That being said, I'm not an anti-whiskey guy. So I'll say hot.
You know whiskey?
I'll say hot, but it's not like I want it. Like I need it.
No, but
I-
like specifically, like neat is.
I only drink whiskey under two circumstances. Either I am in a bad mood and I'm angry,
Or you're celebrating.
or I'm winning a championship and I'm celebrating a championship. So that puts me in a real. Actually, it doesn't really. I'm gonna say it's hot because if I'm angry, whiskey helps. If I've won a championship, whiskey helps. Other than that, though, I'm not a giant fan of it. I'm
Yeah.
more of a tequila guy myself.
Same.
But whiskey neat is. I like it. I like it for the most part. My dad is a big whiskey neat guy.
Yeah.
Like
Me too.
I can't do it. You are a big whiskey guy.
One whiskey neat, please.
Yeah. Well, I have some nice whiskey at home, and I just pour it in my nice whiskey glass. No ice
Is
or
it
anything.
plastic?
No,
It's not a plastic.
it's a very heavy, hefty glass. I like glass for like drinking
Everything
out
but
of.
the thing you drink the most out of. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big glass guy. Even beer bottles. Not really a big fan of the cans
Really?
anymore. Yeah. I'm a
I'd
big
rather have a
bottled
beer bottle.
guy.
We did that. That's how we
Yeah,
celebrated our
we
championship.
We killed this whole thing.
We took down that bottle of whiskey
lifting this up for you, Sharon. Thank you for buying a
during our Big 12 postgame show. Hey, I'm gonna go back this weekend and just rewatch
watch it?
it. Just maybe I'll take a pure edible and rewatch. I'll watch along for it.
We should, for just one episode in the middle of the summer, we should just do a live watch along, rewatching that episode.
We should.
And
we should.
just us in the corner watching us progressively get drunker and drunker and drunker over.
I'm here for that. I'm here.
By
for
the
that.
way, if you're watching on TV, the party always continues over at gophnx.com. It might not be a long overtime, but it's overtime nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, that's the buzzer right there. That's going to do it for today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils show. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the DMs, Big Ten Jet.
Yeah, you heard
Sharon.
it here first. Slide in Ruby's DMs.
And if this is not an encouragement for those who listen on audio to try to make the live chat when you can, you never know when something like this is going to happen. And for those of you who have not become a diehard already, what does it say that somebody is literally willing to pay for somebody else to become a diehard? And this is now the third time that we have done something like this. Plus, we've given out tickets. We've done all of that. It has been awesome. So join this community. Become unhinged with us.
Do it, please. ASU Basketball does it. Makes us unhinged. And then we get to be happy for ASU football.
Yeah.
If you enjoy
it's
the
almost
content,
that time, under 100 days.
give us a follow. PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow the big chicken here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You could follow Noah somewhere on the interweb in the deep, deep caves. But in the meantime, we will see you guys on Monday. Go Devils. And peace.
We all silly like the mayor.